colonialism, the injustices that were done to the indentured laborers, unfair treatment, segregation between us, the lost generation in Australia. Those are all attributed to leadership that have come about as a result of Western concepts of government.
You were supposed to rebut on the point the domination of America on Samoa and Hawaii.
We are also questioning who drives the Pacific Plan, who shaped it, who molded it, if it's supposed to be an agenda that we've tried to change and adapt to the Pacific context.
Bulavinaka, welcome to Close Up. They're often touted as future leaders and have been encouraged on numerous occasions to step up and take charge of their destiny. We're talking about our tertiary students. And just last week, some of us were fortunate enough to witness some of the best young minds battle it out at the inaugural Europa Shield Fiji University Debate Tournament. The tournament was jointly organized and funded by the European Union along with the British and French embassies. Its primary aim was to generate discussion on topical issues that were relevant to Fiji and our regional neighbors. We hope you will enjoy what these young people have to say about the topics that were up for discussion.
The person that closes for the night, the 3-minute speaker at the end, can be anybody. Anything else? You can take notes up with you, but you may not take notes to the podium when you speak. You may not read from your paper when you speak.
With the Pacific Plan and regional integration, we're now doing that together, collectively as a region. Yes? And thus, the signing of the memorandum understanding of the Pulp Procurement Petroleum, so we can get preferential prices. We can be protected. Yes?
Each speaker speaks for 5 minutes. Each team speaks a total of 15 minutes. Therefore, the entire presentation is 30 minutes. At the end of both presentations from both the affirmative and the against, we will have 3 minutes each, during which any member of a team may summarize and conclude their arguments. During that time, there won't be any new arguments presented.
What you pay is value. When you have a free market, you have equal value because no monopoly exists. There is a free level, equal level of trade.
A free market economy, it lowers barriers to entry. Barriers to entry of what? Entry competition than a free market economy. There's a low likelihood that there will be new competitors. How does one quantify the notion of competition if the room for competition is limited to only those actors who have been the only players that are allowed to participate in the free market economy in that certain sphere? How free is the market when other potential competitors are restricted to participate? Is that free market? It's more like a discriminated market.
Although, as been mentioned by the second speaker, that the loss of the welfare of the government has been lost due to the privatization of these businesses, government of Fiji still owns 50% of that organization. So, won't you agree that when the government is smaller and easier to run, there will be less corruption and more transparency to a way of good governance? Isn't that all we citizens want to live in a country for?
A free market is a vulnerable market. How would you like your hospital services costs to be raised simply because that private hospital is trying to make a profit? What does that mean for a farmer or a housewife in a village? Less corruption by a smaller government? I pose to you the less ability of a government to intervene and provide much needed social services for its people in terms of education, health, and basic amenities such as water supply. Now, to make my argument, In a free market, the government relinquishes its power to intervene, allowing the forces of demand and supply to rule the market. Look at what it did for the United States financial crisis, when financial institutions were allowed to grow as big as they wanted to, do business as they wanted to, and to exhibit what one-time presidential candidate John McCain called a casino-like behavior. This is not a lottery. This is our financial future. The U.S. may be resilient given its wide resource base, but the Pacific cannot afford to take that risk.
Western concepts of governance do support good morals of leadership because they are based on the idea of accountability. Leaders answer to the people for the decisions they make.